the last class, you have learnt about the preparation of hydrogen and the properties of hydrogen. In this class, we shall study what are hydrides. The compounds of hydrogen with metals and non-metals. The compounds of hydrogen with metals and non-metals are called as hydrides. If I consider an example for hydrides, in the last class you have studied about the reaction of dihydrogen with metals. It is going to form their respective metal hydrides. Hydrogen reacts with a non-metals like oxygen, halogens and nitrogen to form their respective compounds. These are the example for different types of hydrides. So, we can define hydrides or the compounds of hydrogen with metals and non-metals are called as hydrides. Next, these hydrides are classified into different types depending on the physical and the chemical properties of hydrides. These are classified into three types. They are the first type of hydride is ionic or a salt-like or saline hydrides. Next, molecular or a covalent hydrides. And the third type is metallic or an interstitial hydrides. Depending on the physical and the chemical properties of hydrides, they are classified into three types: ionic hydrides, molecular or a covalent hydrides. Third type is metallic or interstitial hydrides. Let us study one by one. First, coming to an ionic or a salt-like hydrides. These ionic hydrides are also called as salt-like hydrides, or they may be also called as saline hydrides. These hydrides, ionic hydrides, are called as salt-like hydrides because they are having the properties similar to salt, like sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, sodium sulfide. The properties of these ionic hydrides are similar to the properties of salt, therefore they are also called as salt-like hydrides. Then, coming to a definition of these ionic hydrides, the compounds of hydrogen with S block elements. These hydrides are formed when hydrogen reacts with S block elements. Here we can say the definition for ionic hydrides as the compounds formed by the reaction of hydrogen with highly electropositive elements. In the periodic table, S block elements are called as electropositive elements. Already you know that S block consists of two groups. Group 1 elements are called as alkali metals. Group 2 elements are called as alkaline earth metals. When the hydrogen reacts with alkali metal, it is going to form the alkali metal hydrides. When hydrogen reacts with alkaline earth metal, it is going to form the alkaline earth metal hydrides. For example, when this lithium is an alkali metal. When this alkali metal reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form lithium hydride. Similarly, if we consider when sodium reacts with dihydrogen, it is going to form sodium hydride. Similarly, if we consider the reaction of hydrogen with alkaline earth metals like calcium, when calcium reacts with dihydrogen, it is going to form calcium hydride with the formula CaH2. Here we are saying these ionic hydrates are formed by the transfer of electrons from metal to hydrogen. Remember, these ionic hydrates are having ionic bond. You know that ionic bond means it is formed by the transfer of electrons. In this case, if I consider the example of lithium hydride, it is the ionic hydride in which lithium metal, the metal is transfer electrons to hydrogen. This hydrogen will gains the electron from metal and it is going to form the lithium hydride. Therefore, these are example for ionic hydrates. Ionic hydrates are formed when hydrogen reacts with S block elements. It may be alkali metal or it may be alkaline earth metals. Therefore, the example for ionic hydrates is lithium hydride, sodium hydride, calcium hydride, etc. There are many other examples for this ionic hydrates. Remember, these hydrates are formed by the transfer of electrons from metal to hydrogen. Clear? Next, coming to the properties of these hydrides, ionic hydrides, these are crystalline, solids, non-volatile and non-conducting solids. You know that. What do you mean by non-volatile compounds? The compound which will not evaporate easily, then those compounds are said to be non-volatile compounds. These ionic compounds, ionic hydrides are non-volatile in nature and non-conductors in solid state. They will not conduct electricity in solid state, but they conduct electricity in aqueous state. Why they are not conducting electricity in the solid state means because they do not contain free electrons in the solid state. Therefore, they will not conduct electricity in the solid state. Therefore, they will conduct electricity in the aqueous state. Next, during the electrolysis, they liberate hydrogen gas at anode. Already you know that electrolysis process. If we consider the sodium hydride solution, in this it is containing Na plus and H minus ions. In the electrolysis process, you know that cations will move towards cathode and anions will move towards anode. In the solution, it is containing Na plus and H minus hydride ions are present in the solution. That Na plus ion in the solution, cation in the solution is Na plus, it will move towards cathode. Therefore, you can say sodium is liberated at the cathode and hydrogen gas is liberated at the anode, because the anion present in the solution is hydride ion. When this anion move towards anode, it will loses its electron and it is going to form hydrogen. That hydrogen combines with another hydrogen and forms hydrogen gas. Already you know that this is an anion H minus. What happens at the reaction at the anode? If you see the reaction at anode, hydride ion will move towards anode. That means H minus, it will loses its electron. H minus means it is containing an extra electron. When it loses its electron, it is going to form H, that monoatomic hydrogen is not a stable one. It will combine with another hydrogen and it is going to form an dihydrogen, isn't it? Therefore, we are considering the 2H minus ion. When it undergoes oxidation at anode, oxidation will take place. What do you mean by oxidation in terms of electrons? Loss of electron is called as oxidation. What do you mean by reduction? Gain of electron is called as reduction. At the cathode, reduction will take place. At the anode, oxidation will take place. Sodium ions will gain the electron lost by the hydrogen and it is going to form sodium at the cathode. So that this confirms the presence of hydride ion. This confirms the presence of hydride ion in ionic hydrides. Cleared? Next, ionic hydrides reacts with water to form hydrogen gas. Here, sodium hydride, if we consider the reaction of sodium hydride with water, it will react with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. When this ionic hydrides reacts with water, they are going to form their respective metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated during this reaction. Similarly, if we consider calcium hydride, when it reacts with water, it is going to form calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. Cleared? This is about the reaction of metal hydrides with water. Alkali metal hydrides, when reacts with an water, it is going to form the respective metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. Complete the reaction. Next, these are strong reducing agents. These ionic hydrides are used as a strong reducing agents. These are strong reducing agents. Already you know that reducing agents means the substance which reduces other substance and itself undergo oxidation. Then those substances are called as reducing agents. Next, alkali metal hydrides are used in the synthesis of these alkali metal hydrides are used in the synthesis of other metal hydrides like lithium aluminium hydride, sodium borohydride. These hydrides can be formed. First, if we consider when lithium hydride, you know the formula for lithium hydride, LiH, lithium hydride when reacts with aluminium chloride, formula for aluminium chloride is AlCl3. When this lithium hydride reacts with aluminium chloride, gives lithium aluminium hydride, lithium aluminium hydride plus lithium chloride. Next, when lithium hydride reacts with B2H6, B2H6 means diborane. When this lithium hydride reacts with diborane, gives lithium borohydride. It is going to form lithium borohydride. Lithium borohydride. Remember the point, Next, when sodium hydride reacts with B2H6. What do you mean by B2H6? Diborane. When sodium hydride reacts with diborane, gives NaBH4. It is nothing but sodium. B means boron. Sodium borohydride. Sodium borohydride is formed when sodium hydride reacts with diborane. These hydrides, that is lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride and lithium borohydrides are used as a good reducing agents for the synthesis of many organic compounds. These hydrides are used as reducing agents for the synthesis of many organic compounds. It is the one of the use of this ionic hydrides. Cleared? This is about the ionic hydrides. Ionic hydrides are formed when hydrogen reacts with S block elements. Next, second type of hydrides is molecular or covalent hydrides. Molecular hydrides are also called as covalent hydrides because there is a presence of covalent bond between the hydrogen and an non-metal. In this case, these hydrides are formed by the combination of hydrogen and elements of P block. You know that in the periodic table from group 13 to group 18 are called as P block elements, but this hydrogen will react with an P block element except group 18 elements. Group 18 elements are called as inert gases. They will not react with hydrogen. Only from group 13 to group 17 elements will react with hydrogen to form their respective hydrides. Remember the point while writing the definition. These hydrides are formed by the combination of hydrogen with P block elements, means group 13 to group 17 elements except group 18 element. Group 18 elements na bittu adu form madodilla. Gottagta idea? Group 18 elements will not forms the hydrides. Remember the point. Example for this molecular hydrides is B2H6. What is the name for this compound? Diborane. CH4, methane. When group 13 elements reacts with hydrogen, group 13 elements means boron family. Boron when reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form a diborane. Group 14 elements means carbon family. When that carbon reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form a methane. Next, group 15 elements, nitrogen family. In that, when nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, already you have studied the reaction of nitrogen with hydrogen. When nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form ammonia. Nitrogen when reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form ammonia. Next, if we consider the reaction of hydrogen with group 16 element, group 16 elements means oxygen family. When hydrogen reacts with oxygen, it is going to form water, H2O. Similarly, if we consider the reaction of hydrogen with group 17 elements, group 17 elements are called as halogens. When that halogens reacts with hydrogen, they are going to form their respective halides like HF. When fluorine reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form hydrogen fluoride. These are the some of the examples for covalent hydrides. Remember, ionic hydrides are formed when hydrogen reacts with s block elements. These covalent or a molecular hydrides are formed when hydrogen reacts with p block elements except group 18 elements, except group 18 elements. Cleared? Next, molecular hydrides are further classified into 3 types based on the number of electrons. Correct agi artha madkoli. Mainly hydrides are classified into 3 types: ionic hydrides, covalent hydrides, metallic hydrides. That covalent hydrides or a molecular hydrides are further classified into second types of hydrides enittala, that molecular or a covalent hydrides are further classified into 3 types based on the number of electrons. Based on the number of electrons in the compound, these molecular hydrides are again classified into 3 types. They are electron deficient hydrides, electron precise hydrides, and electron rich hydrides. These are the 3 types of covalent hydrides. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, what are covalent hydrides and how they are classified? Means they are classified into 3 different types. They are electron deficient hydrides, electron precise hydrides, and electron rich hydrides. Next, we shall see what are electron deficient hydrides. As the name itself indicate, these hydrides are deficient in number of electrons. Already ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, classify ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು based on the number of electrons, isn't it? Here, if you see the name electron deficient hydrides, these hydrides are not having sufficient number of electrons to form a normal covalent bonds. In the ionic hydrides, there is an ionic bond, but in the case of this covalent hydrides, there is a covalent bond. You know that covalent bond are formed by the sharing of electrons between the atoms, isn't it? These hydrides do not have sufficient number of electrons. Do not have sufficient number of electrons to form a normal covalent bond. ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕೋವಲೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, there is a presence of only 1 electron. Then the type of hydrides are called as electron deficient hydrides. Example, B2H6. These electron deficient hydrides are formed by group 13 elements. Totally, these covalent hydrides are formed from an p block elements from group 13 to group 17 elements. Among those, group 13 elements are going to form the electron deficient hydrides. When hydrogen reacts with group 13 elements, it is going to form an electron deficient hydrides. In that example is B2H6 diborane. ಮತ್ತೆ in detail ಆಗಿ structure of this diborane ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ explain ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. In detail the structure of this diborane is studied in the chapter P block. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಬೋರೇನ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, these hydrides are known as Lewis acid, because Lewis acid means the substance or the compounds which has the capacity to accept the electron. Already ಹೇಳಿದಿವಿ ನಾವು, these hydrates are electron deficient hydrates. They are not having the required number of electrons. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೋ electrons ಅಷ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. Therefore they have the capacity to accept the electron. Therefore these hydrates are also called as Lewis acid. This is about the definition for electron deficient hydrates and an example for electron deficient hydrates. Remember, it is very important. Next type of covalent hydrates is electron precise hydrates. These are the hydrates which have exact number of electrons. These hydrates have exact number of electrons to form normal covalent bond. To form normal covalent bond. Example, hydrates of group 14 elements. Hydrates of group 14 elements are called as electron precise hydrates. Example, CH4. Group 14 elements means carbon family. When this carbon combines with hydrogen, it is going to form an hydride like CH4. You know that carbon is containing 4 valence electron. When this carbon combines with the 4 other hydrogen atom, each hydrogen atom is having 1 electron. It is going to form the bond between the carbon and hydrogen. Carbon and hydrogen. Here, in this case, these hydrates are having exact number of electrons to form a normal covalent bond. ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಬೇಕು? ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೈಡ್. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಸಿಲಿಕಾನ್, when I consider silicon, when it reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form an silicon hydride like SiH4. This is about the definition for electron precise hydrides. Next, electron rich hydrides. These hydrides have greater number of electrons than required to form a normal covalent bond. As the name itself indicates, electron rich hydrides. These are classified based on the number of electrons. Electrons ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. First type is electron deficient hydrates. The hydrates which do not have sufficient number of electrons to form a normal covalent bond. Then the type of compounds are said to be electron deficient hydrates. Second type is electron precise hydrates, means they are having sufficient number or an exact number of electrons to form a normal covalent bond. But in this case, electron rich hydrides, as the name itself indicates, they are containing more number of electrons required to form a normal covalent bond. ಒಂದು covalent bond formation ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು electrons ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. Therefore, it may be defined as these are the hydrates which have greater number of electrons than required to form a normal covalent bonds. The excess of electrons in these hydrates are present as lone pair of electrons. What do you mean by lone pair of electrons? You know that it is nothing but unshared pairs of electron, extra electrons ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಹೌದಾ. those extra electrons are present as an lone pair of electrons. examples ನ ನೋಡಿ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. if I consider the example for electron rich hydrates, these hydrates are formed by the reaction of hydrogen with group 15, 16 and 17 elements. if I consider the reaction of hydrogen with group 15 elements, group 15 elements means nitrogen family. when nitrogen combines with hydrogen, you should know what happens when reaction. when that nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form ammonia. hydrates of group 15, 16 and 17. when hydrogen reacts with group 15, it is going to form, group 15 means nitrogen family. when that nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form ammonia. similarly nitrogen ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ element, next element to the nitrogen is phosphorus. when that phosphorus reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form PH3. next similarly when group 16 elements means oxygen family, when oxygen reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form water. it is going to form water. oxygen ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ next element ಯಾವುದು? sulfur. when that sulfur reacts with hydrogen, you know that hydrogen sulfide will be formed. similarly when the hydrogen reacts with group 17 elements, group 17 elements means halogens. when that halogens reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form hydrogen halide like HF, HCl. These hydrides are also known as Lewis bases. that means they are electron donors. these hydrides are known as Lewis bases because they contains extra electron. those extra electron can be donated to the other compound. therefore these are known as Lewis bases. clear? here if we consider the structure of ammonia, you can see it contains one lone pair of electron. this nitrogen is containing one lone pair of electron. extra electron are present on this nitrogen atom which are not involved in the bonding. then those electrons are called as lone pairs of electron. clear? if we consider the structure of water, oxygen is bonded to hydrogen. this oxygen is also containing lone pair of electron. this oxygen is containing two lone pairs of electrons. similarly if I consider the structure of this HF, this fluorine is containing three lone pairs of electron. These extra electron in these hydrates are present as lone pair of electrons. these electrons are not involved in the bonding. cleared? if we come to the definition for hydrates, electron rich hydrates means, as the name itself indicates, these hydrates are having greater number of electrons than required to form a normal covalent bond. example, the hydrates of group 15, 16 and 17 are called as electron rich hydrates. in that particularly if I consider ammonia, water and HCl are called as electron rich hydrates. cleared? next coming to a third type of hydrates. depending on the physical properties, hydrates are classified into three types: ionic hydrates, covalent hydrates and metallic hydrates. In the third type is metallic or an interstitial hydrates. What do you mean by this metallic hydrides? These are the compounds formed when hydrogen reacts with D block and F block elements. These are the compounds formed by the combination of hydrogen with transition and inner transition elements. Transition elements means D block elements are called as transition elements, and inner transition elements means F block elements are called as inner transition elements. These are the hydrides formed when hydrogen reacts with D block and F block elements. These are non-stoichiometric hydrides. What do you mean by this? These hydrides are not containing exact number of hydrogen. If we consider an example for this metallic hydrides, lanthanum hydride LaH 2.76 hydride, TiH 1.73. Therefore, they are called as non-stoichiometric hydrides. They are not containing exact number of hydrogen. Next, coming to the properties of these hydrides, in these hydrides, hydrogen occupy the interstitial holes. What do you mean by this? If we consider the crystal lattice of these metallic hydrides, hydrogen atoms are present in the interstitial voids. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ in the crystal lattice, this gap is called as interstitial voids. Hydrogen are present in this interstitial voids. ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ these metallic hydrides are also called as interstitial hydrides. They exhibit metallic properties and are powerful reducing agents. These hydrides are also used as an reducing agents. Next, metals of, already we said that these hydrides are formed when D block elements combines with the hydrogen. D block elements means group 3 to group 12 are called as D block elements. In that, group 7, 8 and 9 do not form hydrides. Elements of group 7, 8 and 9 do not react with the hydrogen to form their respective hydrides. Therefore, that region in the periodic table is called as hydride gap. That region in the periodic table is called as hydride gap. Even group 6 elements, in that only chromium will react with the hydrogen to form the chromium hydride. This is about the metallic hydrides, properties of metallic hydrides. Remember, hydrides are classified into 3 types: ionic hydrides, covalent hydrides, metallic hydrides. In that, ionic hydrides are formed from when hydrogen reacts with S block element. Covalent hydrides are formed when hydrogen reacts with P block elements except group 18 elements, and the metallic hydrides are formed when hydrogen reacts with D block and F block elements. Remember an example for each type of hydrides. Next, coming to the covalent hydrides, that covalent hydrides are further classified into 3 different types based on the number of electrons present in the hydrides. Cleared? Next, try to answer these questions. It is an important concept in this hydrogen chapter. Water hydrides, water ionic hydrides. Give an example. Write the definition and try to give an example. Then water covalent hydrides. Explain the different types of molecular hydrides. Molecular hydrides are nothing but covalent hydrides. With an example, write an example for each type of hydrides. Next, water metallic hydrides. Give an example. Next, complete the reaction. Try to complete these two reactions. Cleared?